Hey guys, I'm Game Advisor, and today we'll be going over the Week 55 update known as Inventory Sorting. Now, before we jump in, there are a couple things I want to quickly address. And the first one is that, yes, I am sick and it is not fun. So I apologize for my voice, but I am going to still make sure you guys get your update video today. I want to make sure you guys are up to date on what's going on with the game. And this update in particular is very special to us, which leads me into my second thing, and that's that they actually went ahead and put us in this update. If you look down below in the little video page, you can see our open world guide, and I'll talk about why they actually put this in the game here in a minute when we go through the full update. But thank you, Icarus developers, if you are watching this video. We really appreciate the shout out. I really do. It is huge for us, and I am just very grateful. Now let's go ahead and jump into the actual video. So what does this update actually bring to us? Well, in all honesty, it's not that much. Yes, it is something that's very useful, but nothing that's going to change the way you play the game. What we've got today is inventory sorting. Basically, you're going to have a little drop-down menu now that you can sort items with. This will allow you to decide how you want to sort your items. For an example, you could sort it by the name of the item alphabetically. You could sort it by the stack amount of items. You could sort it by the type of item, and you could sort it by the weight. So these are all the things that we can basically use by default, and by type we'll address here in just a second. Now, the important thing to note here is that beforehand, all we could do was sort by weight. So this is really great to see, as it's going to allow us to really make sure we have our own form of organization, because personally, I really didn't like sorting by weight. I don't know about you guys, but it just usually wasn't that useful. It was nice to have still, it's better than nothing, but having these new ones is going to be great. I really like the name one in particular because I can just go through my inventory and I can think, oh, fiber starts with an F, go to roughly where the F would be, and that's where fiber is going to be. Very easy to find, very easy to sort through and find your items. Now, the other really cool one is the type one, and what this does is it sorts by a specific order of type. First things first, you'll have your non-food consumables. These will be like your elixirs, you know, the things that get rid of poisons or buff you, like the stamina ones and stuff like that. Then it will sort by your weapons and armor if you have any of those, so you can find them easily and quickly. Next, it will be your buildings, so, you know, your walls, your floors, any structures really. Then you've got your resources. So this is going to be things like fiber, stone, iron ore, etc., etc. And then finally finishing it off with exotics. This is a great addition to the game. It's going to allow us to actually be able to find things and just improve quality of life. Is it going to change the way you play the game? Probably not, but it's still really nice to have, and I'm glad they're putting it in as it's a highly requested feature. Next up, they addressed some important fixes they had, and I'm going to be honest with you here, there's not a lot that you really need to know about. The one that really is important here that you might have noticed is that repairing items wasn't really costing Ren every time for each time you repaired them. Now it will cost you that 10 Ren, so just be aware of that. If you were abusing it beforehand, you will have to pay 10 Ren, as well as the fact that there was an issue that whenever you refunded your talents in the station, that it would also give you those talent tokens back, so you could just refund talents for free. That's no longer a thing. You can read through these if you want, but I do want to mention this last one right here because this is the big one, and that's the fact that Icarus now works fully in Steam offline mode without any internet connection. This is a huge deal for us because a lot of people want to play Icarus, say they're on a plane, or they don't have access to the internet because they're riding in a car and they want to play on their laptop. Either way, it's nice to have. I'm glad they added this in. It just means that you won't be able to play with your friends unless you're online, of course. But hey, that's what offline mode is for, so it's a great addition to the game. Now, with offline mode coming in, we do have some other things that I want to mention really fast, and that's the fact that they've added a new cheat function to add random items. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how this works, so if you guys know how to access the cheat functions, feel free to comment it down below, just because I'm curious and I've never actually cheated in the game and I would like to know how it works and what it's all about, because I could make a video on it for you guys. You do not have to let me know if you don't want to, but it would be great to know how the actual cheat functions work and how you can access all those things. So feel free to reach out to me if that's something you know about, if you don't want to comment it down below one way or another. Now, going back up, I do have to point out that they made a quick guide here for new winter sale players. So if you didn't know, Icarus is currently on the winter sale page, and it is getting a ton of extra sales, which is why they've gone ahead and added our video right here along with this other guy's video about leveling fast with items. Either way, these are huge. I'm so glad they put it in. I've already talked about all this. I recommend you guys go check out the video if you haven't already, as our open world guide basically just talks about Icarus and the open world mode and what you can do in it, what it's useful for, why you might want to engage with it, as a lot of players that are new are really enjoying it. Now, moving further along, we have the feature upvote, which is something that most of you guys should know about at this point in time, but if you don't, just know you can go ahead and go to their feature upvote page, and it will let you go ahead and upvote things you want changed in the game. The devs say they go over it every single day, so even if there's only 1 or 2 of you that have upvoted something, they'll still probably see it. Next is another very important thing, and that is the fact that Styx is getting some changes. Now, when I say changes, I don't mean to the maps or the missions. I mean changes as in it's going to be a paid DLC. Now, don't worry. If you already have Styx, it's free. You've got it forever. You're good to go. But if you haven't purchased Icarus or don't purchase Icarus in the next few weeks, then you may have to pay for the Styx DLC. This is a controversial topic, which, to be honest with you, I don't really know how I feel about. But what you guys need to know is that if you have a friend who wants to play with you, but you want to play on the Styx map, don't worry. As long as you have access to it, they can still join you and play along and get access to stuff as well. However, they would not be able to play without you in their party. This is a cool feature that a lot of people I'm sure will appreciate, and I hope they do with their future DLCs, as this basically bridges that gap of you not being able to play with friends because they can't do a mission that you want to do or something like that. So great addition. I'm glad that they're making that part of the DLC. I still don't know how I feel about it. I think at most it should really be like a $5 DLC. It's like 14 missions and mostly the same assets as the previous map, with not a whole lot of new things introduced. That's just my opinion, but I could see it going up to 10. But if they're going to try to charge like 20, 30 bucks for it, I really think that's a little unreasonable if I'm being real with you guys. That just doesn't seem realistic. It doesn't seem fair with the amount of content they're offering for the Styx map itself. So let me know your opinions about the actual Styx map changes, and let me know if you guys know about that cheat engine stuff. I'm curious as to how it actually works within the game. But either way, I want to give a big shout out to our Platinum and Above channel members, which include Caustic FPV, Jonathan S, and Jim Phillips. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Game Advisor, and I'll see you next time. P.S. Thanks again to the Icarus devs for giving us a shout out in their update.